which means most of us, they have never tested how job is. So most of these people, they got employed by the NGOs that have been brought by the refugees. And saying that staying with them is not okay, I don't think whether it is very important. And then we talk about the refugees living the spaces where they're supposed to be. And if you take it in another way, I would say existing with them is very important, because when they leave that place, they come to the town area where we have built our houses.
As you summarize?
Yes, thank you. Lastly, also, let me talk about the impact of climate. We complain about climate change, that refugees most of the trees are being cut down by them. And existing with them is much better than telling them to go away. Because in Yumbe, they have planted a lot of trees that are trying to change the climatical factor. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable. As she's coming to give in the last submission on this motion, I want to guide. Honorable Gift, Peter did not say living with refugees is bad, but was saying that there should be an element of cohesion, that we may live together in peaceful means, because we are sharing the little resources that initially was only meant for the few of us. Right now we are trying to share it, so there should be an input that our cohesion should benefit equal parties, not just only one-sided. I think that's what our Honorable Gift Peter placed before us. So just I wanted to hit on that, because I don't want it to be misinterpreted. Thank you. I'll give you the submission. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Speaker. I'm from Yumbe, a youth advocate. By name, I'm Prosi Kevin. I'm giving a recommendation to the House. In my assessment, I've been identifying innovative youth, actually in Yumbe district, but I learned that the youth are not practicing whatever thing they trained in. We did an assessment where I identified around 150 youth who are innovative, but out of 150 youth in the host, none was taken. And the refugees were the ones who were taken. And then I had to follow this up. I noticed that we have a challenge. Once the host communities are being trained, they sit back. They don't practice it. But with the refugees, they take it up and they practice it. And even UNFPA recently, we took innovative youth there. And there was, is it Baby Kid? Yeah, they went with an innovativeness to national level. And it so happens that I noticed that as leaders, I'm very happy that the youths are here. Let us go back down. Let us know our youth. We go and organize them. You know who is innovative, who is not innovative, and bring that innovativeness among the youth. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that submission. That marks the last submission on that motion. And I know we all have issues to say about refugees. My sergeant is also coming from a refugees host community, and is here shouting with me that he also wants to say something. You're a member of this house. Oh, what can I say?
Thank you so much.
In 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you so much. I also host the refugees. Much as my chairman has raised very important motion concerning refugees, I want this house to be sensitive. We as a country, we are known for coexistence, and somehow it has costed us. I want to be practical in this. I came from Koboko. In Koboko, the most prominent businessman is a refugee. They are owning the business community. Those who are in Koboko, they will know. And somehow, we are also blaming them. They are promoting smuggling in Koboko because he has businesses across the border. Our smugglers get fuel from him. Even the whole of Yumbe, the supply of fuel is from Sudan. It is at the border, and this is a refugee who is coexisting with us. Much as we are pushing for this, lest there be limitation to that. I want to assure you, Yumbe district is not careful with coexistence. There will come a time the refugees will have the LC5 chairperson of Yumbe because they have the number. So even this, the same issue applies to Teregu, applies to Madokolo. We must be sensitive. Yeah, matters we can coexist, but it must be limitations. We can go to the town here. Our economy is now owned by Indians because of coexistence. They are owning the big businesses here in town. Do we know the impact of that? We are coexisting with the refugees. Go to our schools. The infrastructures are not enough. The decks are not enough. And you said, who was the biggest fan of refugees has pulled out of this. It has left it in the hands of government. We are crippling with the resources. Koboko district has a budget of 35 billion. And if you add this with the refugees, what does it have on us? The impact on us. Right now, the biggest threat we have on Ebola issue is because of the refugees. Because they still have people who are coming from Congo, who are coming from Sudan, they are coming to us. It has even put us a high risk. And if you look at the vis-a-vis the investment, they are putting towards preventing Ebola in West Nile. I want to tell you, when we get a victim of Ebola here, all of us will suffer. So, much as we are pushing, let the coexistence be limited. That's my prayer, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are going to make a very important point just because a man is an afande in the house. So thank you so much, Sergeant, for such an insightful conversation. Of course, you reminded me, I was asking myself why the members from Nebi and Pakwach are not contributing. Just yesterday I was in those belt of Panyumur and were telling us, those who are practicing illegal fishing, they came from Congo. So I don't know, but all in all, we can all express our interest by voting for the motion or voting against the motion. So, honorable members, allow me welcome the second sitting of this 8th West Nile Subnational Youth Parliament to offer a verdict on the motion urging government, humanitarian agency, and local leaders to strengthen social cohesion, peaceful building, and economic integration between refugees and host communities in West Nile. Those in favor may say aye, and those to the contrary may say nay. The aye takes it.
Thank you.
Of course, those who will oppose are always going to exist. But now, since those who are proposing more than that, the aye takes it. Thank you so much for that verdict. Allow me welcome the clerk to take us to the last motion on our order paper.
Thank you, members, for having kept time. This takes us to our last motion, 4 of 6. Motion urging government to scale up family strengthening and community education programs to address gender-based violence and teenage pregnancy. Mover, Free Toko, Victor.
Yes, Free Toko, Gifter. Is it Free Toko from Victor from wherever you are?
This will be seconded by Jessica Aduru.
Hopefully Jessica is also nearer. If you're behind, I'm going to welcome you to come and take the seat of this cameraman for now, for some short period of time, as he's going to come back again. Jessica, if you're far behind, you come closer. Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and the honorable colleagues. By names, I'm Free Toko Victor. You can call it Free Toko as well. From ARUA district. I stand tall on this podium to move a motion urging government to scale up family strengthening and community education programs to address gender-based violence and teenage pregnancy. Thank you.
So he has moved his motion, though he did not request to be seconded, but we will have someone to second your motion. Don't worry. Yes, Jessica.
Thank you. Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Adur Jessica Draga from Marata Youth Activists. I am here to second the motion which says urging government to scale up family strengthening and community education programs to address gender-based violence, teenage to be discussed because this is something which is so trending and itching our community. We need to discuss this with understanding so that our community wakens up from whatever things that is happening to our community and our girls remain at school.
Thank you so much, Honorable, for treating the motion justice by seconding it. Allow me welcome Honorable Free Toko to come and justify to the House why there is a need to discuss your motion that you've raised before this great House.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, and the honorable colleagues in this august House. It is not lost on me that West Nile continues to suffer an equal burden of teenage pregnancy and gender-based violence. This therefore threatens our health systems, education, and the future of our economy. Yes, currently, the teenage pregnancy of West Nile stands at a rate of 37%, which is far much beyond the national average of 24%. That basically means that West Nile is the greatest contributor of the teenage pregnancy in Uganda. On Friday, I had the privilege to move to ARUA Regional Referral Hospital. The number out of 100 mothers that give birth at ARUA Regional Referral Hospital, 37 are aged between 14 and 17 years old. That therefore means that teenage pregnancy in our sub-region is really very high. The percentage of 37 is not a small percentage. Districts like Yumbe, Madiokolo, and others suffer it the most with the presence of the refugees in place. Therefore, why is it important for this House to discuss this motion and really urge government to scale up family strengthening and community education programs such that we can be able to address these two major problems that contribute greatly to even the mental health that we have been talking about. Yes? Therefore, the members in this House, we should take it serious upon ourselves that if we address this problem as West Nilers, we are going to even solve other problems that we have been discussing here in this august House. Why should we actually now take it so serious that we address these problems? It has health implications. One, we know that if our girls drop out of schools, actually by number, 6 out of 10 of the girls who drop out of the schools are due to teenage pregnancy. That is basically with West Nile. And one of the major contributors to this is poverty. In West Nile is the second poorest sub-region in Uganda after Karamoja. Yes, we are the second poorest sub-region in Uganda after Karamoja. But we don't have Minister of State for West Nile Affairs. There is a Minister of State for Karamoja Affairs, One of the affairs we are talking about here are the likes of teenage pregnancy and the gender-based violence. Why can't the government, Right Honorable Speaker and the honorable members in this August House, give West Nile a state minister for West Nile affairs who will be able to have a budget to address such pertinent issues of gender-based violence and teenage pregnancy that greatly affects this sub-region? 2, we appreciate that government provides us the different programs like the PDM, then the Myogas, the youth livelihood. But as a region that is the second poorest in Uganda, why can't it be scaled up specifically to these sub-regions that suffer so much of this, such that we can reduce or eliminate such kind of issues that so much affect the people of West Nile, majority of whom are the youths in this house? It's not lost on me that we even have victims in this house of teenage pregnancy and gender-based violence. Yes, we have them. Some of these guys might have dropped out of school at one point because of that. And then we have also married women in this house who are experiencing gender-based violence. So, economically empowering the people of West Nile, majority of whom are youth, through the scaling up PDMs, the youth livelihoods would greatly contribute to reduction and even elimination of the teenage pregnancy and gender-based violence.
As you conclude.
2, we need to, yes, women have so much been empowered. One of the major causes of gender-based violence in our different homes is actually the unequal empowerment that has existed over time. Those days, you believe with me that men used to have much authority over women traditionally. But it reached a point where women, they started empowering many areas, and even the government got concerned about the women and they started empowering the women. Right now, women are equal to men. Yes, we accept. Now, where is it to some extent not fair? That leads to gender-based violence. 1, you empower a woman beyond a man. Yeah? Now, who are those men who are going to marry these more empowered women?
May you conclude? May you conclude in the next 2 minutes?
Yes, we need to make sure that there is equal empowerment. Yes, they are now with us at the same level. Yes, now bring programs that can now cater for both women and men. We have NGOs strictly for women. We have even government programs strictly for women. We don't actually have government programs that isolate men, but we have government programs that cater for all. So can we bring even government programs that can empower the men such that we are able to reduce this gender-based violence? A man will feel that now this woman here is economically more empowered than me. A woman becomes again, I'm not in a way trying to disadvantage you,
please,
but it happens.
As you conclude, please.
Okay, conclusively, we must look at gender-based violence and teenage pregnancy not as a social problem only. It is a developmental problem in West Nile, which if we don't address, we shall continue, or we will continue to suffer mental cases that we talked about even the peaceful coexistence with the refugees will be affected if we don't solve this problem. Right, Honorable Speaker, I beg to submit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable Fritoko, for just a justice to your motion that you've raised. Of course, I know the issue is as much pressing as everyone would want to give in a contribution. But of course, before I allow in a submission, I want to also give this guidance that if somebody has ever gotten into the issue to do with teenage pregnancy, yes, it has happened. And if you've moved away from it, we must appreciate them, okay? He did not give in a submission to condemn. Yeah. So it's a time high that you're victorious and today you're here with us, okay? So his submission was not to condemn that you have done the worst thing on earth. No. He gave in that kind of example to encourage that, yes, if you're here and then others can also do better. So if you can also give in a submission, you can actually ignite the debate and you spice it up more productively so that we inspire the next people to do the same, like the way, the trend you took, right? I hope that guidance works for us, okay? Then let me now welcome submission of honorable members to do a justice to this. I would love to start with the woman, at least the female gender, but I know I'm going to pick you. I'm going to pick the males too, but let me give Jessica a moment. I have a reason for which I'm picking her. Jessica, you come on podium. I have a reason for which I'm picking her. You come on. She's involved in mentorship programs with the teenage, the victims of teenage pregnancy. And here, there are those living testimony in the house who are willing to even talk to us. So that's why I'm feeling it is of a justice to give her this opportunity. Let us not feel that I'm being biased, but of course I want to do a justice to this motion. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Right Honorable, for giving me this opportunity. Honestly, basing on the topic of right now, it is something which is so trending. It is something which is so painful. If you have ever worked with the communities in the various offices that you're holding, whether in the village, whether in the parish, whether in sub-county or district, it is something which is killing our community. There's a really need for government to strengthen these systems, like a teenage mother. Like you realize a girl who is 16 years, 15 years, even 14 years, conceiving, dropping out of school. And if you hear the testimony that comes from them, you'll definitely know that maybe there is need for awareness. The parents, there is need for government to do something for a good parenting. I have come from Maracha as youth activist. I have come here with the teenage mothers. With due respect, I really want them to stand up for people to see them if possible, and also to come in front.
Actually, team that traveled with Jessica, you can stand up. We are proud of you, by the way. As the West Nile team, we are very proud of you. I can see. Can we have them introduce themselves? Yes, you come in front here. You can come in front here. Yes. Actually, if you had a gallery of these settings, there would be members of the gallery that would officially. Okay? Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, I did not ask you to talk. Hey, hello, members. Members, there is only one speaker that is guiding communication. I don't know who became that speaker in your neighborhood. That is stealing my position here. Okay? Just ask them politely to shut up because there is only one speaker in the house. Okay? Yes, you can continue with your conversation.
Okay, thank you. She's called a student in Olsen Senior Secondary School in Maracha.
Wow.
This is a lady who dropped from P7, and he gave birth to a child. The child died. The child died. I met her on the road when she was breastfeeding the child while crying because the husband has beaten her, and she was coming to the father to report the matter. I picked interest from her. I picked interest about her from there. And I asked if she had gone to school. She told me she dropped out when she was P7. Then I took the honor to go to the father to speak privately, even without her knowing, if she can allow this girl to go back to school. First of all, the child that she gave birth to was, I'm sure that was a kind of a child who was encephalitis. The child was like a child. Sorry, I'm sorry to say that. So the child died. Then I told the father, now that the child has died, better take this girl. This is your firstborn. If you're not going to empower this one, who will be your right hand in the future? Because once you educate a girl, you help very many people. You have actually educated the nation. This girl alone is not look at the husband's home. We look at the entire family too. Because we ladies, most times we have two families. Forget about where we come from. The father gave me that I should let him rest for 1 full month. Then I should come back for the response because he has lost his mind.
Oh.
Oh, this one here. But he gave me a positive response, by the way, when I went. He gave me a very positive response that she talked to the girl because if she was given an opportunity to go back to school, would she go? She said she would not even waste any minute and she would not make that mistake again. The father allowed her, asked her if she can go back to school. She still accepted and she has gone back to school. She's now in senior 1 in All Saints Senior Secondary School. Now this one, Martin's school fees is also challenged here, but she will talk about it at some time. Now this one, yeah, outside. Now this one, she dropped in senior 2 just because she also conceived. Now why she conceived? It's because she was at home like a parent. She's also firstborn. She was at home like a parent. The parents there are people who drink a lot. I'm sorry to say that I am not exposing your parents. So she decided, like the parents, she was the one taking care of the followers, the siblings. So she said, now if she's the one taking care of the father's family, yet the father and the mother are there, it is better she should go and help her family. She went there, but she got it like it was also hellfire, and then she also made a U-turn. She's back. She's also saying that she wished there was opportunity for her to go back to school. She would just go. And I'm still trying to talk to the parents if they can allow. I don't rest about it. I'm always with them. Then now this one, Lekru Fiona is now, I am happy that, maybe you know, since first come here. Lekru Fiona has a child of 8 months. She has even come with a child. This one has a child of 3 months. They have come with a child. It's only that one who has lost the child. So this one, the parents are also drunkards. They are not supportive to her. She went because friends influence, and you know a friend telling you that let us go and visit my boyfriend, and now they have for you another boyfriend also. Because there was no security, there was no parenting, like the parents were not also careful.
Members.
They were not careful, they were not also mindful of high education.
Members, let's control our emotions, okay? Especially the female genders. Please, let's control our emotions. Let her narrate that story. Want you to understand, actually her explanation is giving us more justice to the emotion we are discussing. The parental gap that the move of the motion was talking about. Are we together? So you continue and finish.
So she was the one looking for her PTA fund. You know, there's that small money that they pay to school. Uniform you buy yourself. PTA fund you pay it by yourself. Uniforms you buy by yourself. Then now in the middle she conceived. But I am happy to communicate to you that I had tried. There's a program. There is one youth of Maracha sponsor this kind of girls, not even girls but boys too, in the Obutava Technical Institute. Right now she's doing BCP in the Obutava Technical Institute, but paid by Maracha District Youth.
Wow.
So, this is what I can say about them for now, but now my recommendations.
Would you want to speak something? Would you want to say something? No? It's okay. It's okay. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. No. It's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now what am I trying to say? Please, I know. Yes, they call us youth, but we have also our children at home, right? Some married. Yes, some of us are single mothers.
How you summarize?
Yeah, some of us are single mothers. If your child goes in another direction as a single mother, no single mothers, that's being strong mothers, strong parents. They actually do their best. I am even single mother, by the way. So, please, go out there. Your leadership, being a leader, you must at least do something and leave something behind. If these girls one day prosper, if they become somebody, they will not forget the fact that I went to talk to their parents. They will say that they are there because I went to talk to them. So I urge you, being not a leader by name, do your work, one person. Even if we change one person, it is better because that one person means a lot for the country. So, please, parenting is the most important thing. And I know also peer pressure is there to our children. Let us make sure when at school, provide them with the little that we have and talk to their parents that they should be provided with the little that they have. At the end of the day, they see bright future that is ahead of them. I thank you for giving me this opportunity. I aim to stop here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Jessica. As we are giving opportunity for members to debate, I'm only picking 3 people. Only 3 people. But what I'm to remind us with is, I am one of the persons hearing this story. I'll be sending 30,000 to support this lady's school fees. How many of you can do that? Even 5, even 10,000. This lady that is lacking school fees, but has gone back to school to study. The persons, you will help me get the list. We will send money through Jessica and we will make sure that lady studies. That's one thing that we will do. Even when others fail, I always say great people do what? That is it. That's what we're going to do, and we must serve as young leaders of West Nile. Yeah, that's the directive I'm giving. Yes. Can I have that one? He was the first person to stand. Yes. Honorable Siko, I don't know if that is the right name. You, come, you, yes. He was the first person to stand by the, he even stood. Thereafter, I'm offering this one opportunity to speak, this honorable opportunity to speak. Then I am giving, oh my God. Let him speak. Ladies' affairs, but caused by men. Let him also speak.
Yeah, thank you, the speaker. I'm very glad for this opportunity to give my views in front of you. I found myself called Malamungu Jamal Moses. I came from Yumbe district. When we talk about the issue of gender-based violence and teenage pregnancy, these are matters of discussion in our region. I want to take the sitting in a colonial perspective. I wonder why the colonialists never told us that virginity is a very important thing. Because a black man respects the views of a white man. Had they did that, and then we would be in a better position. I want to lament on gender-based violence. Gender-based violence is also another nest for teenage pregnancies. Members have come here, have given views about it. But I want to give concrete resolutions about teenage pregnancy. A member came here, talked about West Nile being second. West Nile is always second in poverty, in education, in teenage pregnancy, and so on. So, I kept on in our communities. One resolution I always believed in is laying laws and the ordinances targeting religious leaders. These are our sects who witness this in the case for our teenagers. to our parents who failed to give second chance to our sisters to go back to school. Because you remember, a girl gets pregnant, our parents from next time say, since you want marriage, we are not paying you fees. And then this laws will also target local leaders who allow people being forced to get married at a tender age.
As you summarize.
Number 2 is now tackling gender-based violence. What I came up with as a resolution is the local government should create income-generating activities to solving the issues of poverty, which is a leading cause for gender-based violence, because we know all our problems that are coming, all the fights that were domestically done, are all related to poverty. So if government brings such initiatives where families are able to make up money and they are able to fight all poverty, such cases like gender-based violence will be also a history in our land. As I summarize, there's a need to train survivors. We train these survivors. Remember, I always say, experience is the best teacher. Someone has already suffered from ARUA as a result of teenage pregnancy. He knows what is there. Can also act as a peer educator to other fellow girls.
Yeah.
So if that is done, then it will also be an alarming to our girls. Lastly, West Nile as a reason lacks sexuality education. Our girls, they don't know their birthday. That's the truth. A girl can even get pregnant after you see he will not know their father. What is happening? He doesn't know her birthday. We should also train our girls very early warnings how your body is going to react, how your body is going to develop. If they are now aware, such cases like controlling pregnancy would also be done.
Thank you.
Our girls, they lack sexuality education, which was brought but also faced opposition from the parliament.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. I submit.
Thank you. Honorable Park, as you take over the podium. I told you, ladies matter, but caused by men. Look at how he gave us strong points. Very strong points. So he knows the missing gap. That's why he came. Thank you.
Right, Honorable Speaker, Clerk to Parliament, and the honorable members in this house. My name is Nyamer Parks Hope. I'm a mother, a wife, and been a mother to others that didn't come from me. And when we look at this motion, we really take it so sensitively. Well, when we hear about government to scale up family strengthening and also community education programs, and we hear about community education programs, it takes us back to how the families are being brought up. Now, when I look at this motion, I strongly propose and agree with the motion, because looking at the current, yes, it's true that we are living in the 21st century. But then if we are to neglect certain things just because we feel like we have evolved, we are going to cause more harm than good. We have been educated, we have been empowered as women. But as a mother, I'll not love it that I train a male child alone, because you claim, yes, we are single mothers. Some of it, it's just because we went through violence and then we chose to go back home alive and raise these children how best we knew. But then when we look at approach, we have different ways of approaching the different genders. As a woman, I'll not know how to raise a man until I am taught that a man is supposed to be brought out this way, but I'll have my things that I'll say, a man has has to be gentle with me, but still have his ego as a man. And that comes from ground, from the family settings. So some of the recommendations that I'll put across is having training on positive masculinity, because we cannot live alone as women. And men, you cannot live alone as men. We have to stay in a family where we are peaceful. And that would strengthen and also make sure that we don't face violence. And then again, we have to not just talk, but then walk the talk about retention. It is true that when your daughter gets pregnant, this girl did not get pregnant by her own. There was a man involved. Now, when we talk about positive masculinity, it brings us back. Yes, as a mother, or as the father, your heart is broken, but you have to look into it that we take this girl back to school.
As
you don't give up. We get emotional, think through it, but take back these girls to school. And again, we look at follow-up. Do we follow up on these programs? Yes, there are things that they are doing about retention. We have stakeholders. We have government programs. We have these people that are going up to the grassroots to find out how many people are there. But yes, they have been picked and some of them are being sponsored. Are we really being honest up to the grassroots that we get these young women, these young ladies back to school? Are we following enough as advocates, as persons that are involved, as leaders in the communities, that we get these people to do the things they are supposed to do in the right way? So I would beg for follow-up, positive masculinity when it comes to training, and also the different approach to the genders. We cannot approach a woman the same way we approach a man. It is true that we have been empowered, but we still have to look that we follow the hierarchy that was built before us. Yes, we are empowered, but a woman will not be at the top. A man will lead, but we will lead with the femininity that we have been taught for generations.
Thank you so much for that insightful conversation. Let me have that honorable to give her opinion. Oh my God. You come here. You come here. Since this lady's affair, take over that seat where she was sitting. Those that have spoken, please don't raise your hand because I'm not picking you. I can confirm that. Okay, take over.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. By name, I'm Chandiru Gertrude. I strongly supported the motion based on the point that to change the harmful cultural beliefs and attitudes. We know when it comes to gender-based violence, mostly young ladies and young women are victims. Why? Because the culture believes strongly that girls are less valued, and for that you always see that we are unequally treated with a boy child. For that, why I support the motion is that if the government establish such education programs, we can be able to fight, to challenge such harmful cultural beliefs. And when you look into education aspects, mostly our community believes that girls are supposed to stay at home. And we are always seeing as wealth, if you look into our communities, where you see mostly, where in the area where I came from, you find that most of the teenagers are married because they simply look at you as a wealth. You find a parent becomes so hostile to his or her own child because they always feel, even if they educate girls, they won't benefit. All what they need is that small thing, maybe the dowry, those things. So I strongly agree with the motion that if such education program was to be there, then such cultural beliefs can be challenged for God and my country.
Thank you. Give it a submission. There is an honorable here who overstood and was like, almost I'm doing him injustice. Honorable Elia, do you have a submission? No. Oh, sorry. It's okay.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. You train a girl, you train the whole nation. I'm very proud with that. From the previous speaker, she said that the reason why I'm standing in front of you, I just want to remind you that girls' education is very important. Educating our parents is also very important. That means I'm giving now my recommendation straight. The first thing the government has to do is to train our parents, because the girls or the boys are coming direct from the parents, they're coming from home. We have to sensitize the communities as well, because all our morals, our upbringing depends on the environment we are coming from. It depends from the community we are being raised from. So if we are coming from a dormant community, just know we are going to come up with an idea that we can do what we can. Like for me, if I'm a girl, I feel like maybe in our community, if I like, I can go and dance disco. If I like, I can do this without being trained, without being told, without... It will affect me, it will affect the future, and just know that the children I will give birth to are not going to be the right children, because my mind, it is already influenced. So, what I can say is, first, teenage pregnancy, gender-based violence, it is not one man's thing. It is for all of us. The government, the parents, the community, we, the girls, and the boys as well. So let's come together and we do together and fight everything together. It is not one man's thing. But we should not forget that family, strong family, informed community, and empowered young people can help prevent it. So we need empowerment. We really need empowerment. And the next thing is prevention is better than waiting to deal with the challenges. So we have to prevent everything before it becomes a problem to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Someone is reminding me about my
I was
name.
also going to remind you that you spoke without a name.
Maria. I'm a youth councillor, Panyangu Sub-County, Pakwa District, at the same time the Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. And, thank you so much for that. I think the ladies have done justice to these motions. And even the men that contributed to this particular topic of discussion gave it justice. But of course, I know perspectives and different views that we can feed in. But you know what? The interesting part sitting in the parliament is you can still feed on by voting for it or voting against it. That's how interesting parliament is. You can still give in a submission without holding the microphone. So coming from that same background, that means I'm going to welcome verdict on this very particular motion. But before I welcome the verdict, honorable members, we have always been proudly identifying ourselves as a member of West Nile Youth Parliament. And in most of the communication, even the RDC of ARUA's district came here and spoke to us about the unity. So before we vote on this particular motion, please, the chairpersons coming from the different districts, please, you saw the lady that came as a victor. She's one of the model that we can really say, yes, even after producing, someone can go back to school. And she came here, the person that is mentoring her told us she's lacking the school fees, that even her zeal to go back to school may fail. It would be of a disservice to this house if we go back without making a commitment to try to do certain things. So, my dear chairpersons, I'm going to really task us to do certain things. I know we'll hold conversation in our other platform after this. We'll do certain things. After that meeting is done, I think, I have pledged before this house that at least 30,000 every end of the month, I'll be sending to support that school fees. I know we can do better. We can do better as a region. So allow me to welcome this house to pass a verdict on the motion urging government to scale up family strengthening and community education programs to address gender-based violence and teenage pregnancy. Those are in support of the motion may say aye. And those to the contrary may say nay. Oh my God. The aye takes it. The aye takes it. But all of a sudden, my heart, that's just a crucial motion. Some people are even negating. But that's life anyway. The aye takes it. Thank you, honorable members, for debating. Thank you for standing strong, standing tall. I know the clerks are working tirelessly to put the resolutions together. And of course, in a summarized manner, we will welcome our clerks. I know as Rashul is compiling, I know Honorable Sarah might have some few things to say. Then later on, in 1 minute, I know. And Rashul will give in remarks and even our resolution to still up the conversation. However, before I welcome these clerks that did us justice by recording whatever we were speaking here, allow me to recognize the presence of some prominent youth leaders that are amidst us. We have Honorable Pario Demos Agaba. Can you stand up and maybe wave to the crowd? This is Speaker of ARUA District. Actually, ARUA District Council, the Speaker is a young person. You what? Youth Council, right?
No, the district speaker, the host.
The district speaker for ARUA. And also the youth councillor. Oh my God, what a rich background. My brother, congratulations. We are really proud of you. When we see our young people taking that mantle, challenging others, that surely the participation that we are dealing with, we can make it effectively by taking those spaces. Yeah, thank you so much. We also have in the house Honorable Ratib Olima Kenyi, the Vice Chairperson of Koboko District. He's a Vice Chairperson. In fact, when the LC5 Chairperson is not there, he drives Koboko District, this man. And there is our sergeant. What a blessed man. No wonder he was firing points like... Congratulations, and thank you for that, also taking that partition. In the house, we have Hill Driwaru. He's a chairperson for finance and planning. For which district? For ARUA. Oh my God. Wow. Very young person controlling the finances of the entire ARUA district. Honorable members, I'm feeling more challenged than actually all of you. In the house, we again have Honorable Fatiki Asega Ashraf. He doubles us, the what at the district level? Secretary for Publicity. Oh my God. Oh my God. Honorable members, this that you see is the Secretary for Publicity for, which district is that? For Maracha District. Publicity. The entire district communication lies in his docket. Wow. Congratulations. But also former contestant for the Northern Youth MP. And stubbornly, West Nile, we didn't vote for him. Anyway, it's okay. We will sort that with them later. Allow me to introduce Honorable Rashul Adidi, who happens to be our clerk and will also come here again in his time to summarize our resolution. This is an amazing man. I was so amazed to see his poster contesting for the Northern Youth MP, and I was like, this man, I wish he should come on general election also, because I was not in that NRM saga. But he disappeared for me after the NRM thing happened. So, but I'm a member of NRM anyway. But I don't want to participate in some things which are compromised. Okay? So, yeah. So, thank you so much for giving it a trial. I know the youths are now seeing that, Kumbe, we missed a chance of having actually MP from within this sitting. Allow me also recognize the presence of Brenda Doris, Secretary for Social Service, Koboko District. Yeah. Secretary for Social Service. No wonder she was firing points here like, I don't know, the social itself. So I also want to recognize the presence of Honorable Gift Peter. Gift Peter campaign moved in almost all the district. Actually, the champion of West Nile in terms of campaign, because I even met him at a certain point in my district campaigning. So he comes from Koboko District, and he was a contestant for secretary for, is it general secretary? At a national level for NYC. We tried, but we also failed. As if we also did gather our votes well from West Nile. It failed somewhere else. But of course, what I can say is, let us support our own henceforth. In the spirit of solidarity and unity, let us support our own, and we are really proud of you young leaders who are actually putting an effort to be at the table of decision making. Honorable Fadili, thank you. He's doing an amazing job in Yumbe. And we are proud of the Yumbe that you're leading. All the chairperson, thank you all. Those that I may not recognize. Honorable Warom Asa Julius, Deputy Speaker for Pakwachi District, for the Pakwachi District Council. That one. Actually, most of the sitting is the one driving it Pakwachi. One day, you will come and sit also in this position of the Speaker of this House. God, in God's time. I'm not trying to campaign for you, but in God's time. It's a prophecy. Okay. So I think my team have finished the compilation of all those things. And yeah, we are proud of the young leader, the young people who are taking position at the table of decision making. You're inspiring us to challenge the status quo. So continue with that spirit and continue coming amidst us, because the region is proud of you. We are because you are. Some of these resolutions are the people who are going to bang tables and are going to make things happen better. We thank you all for coming. And before some of you came, I introduced the monitoring committee that I know they have seen you. They will work together with you to make sure we push things and the youth agendas are also tabled and addressed. Yeah, thank you so much. May I welcome Honorable Sarah, who is our clerk, lead clerk for West Nile, to say something before the main man finishes the show.
Thank you so much, members. Let us give ourselves a wonderful clap for the good deliberations. We wouldn't want to waste a lot of time. I only have one thing to say. The last two motions were the well-deliberated motions that we had regarding our guidance that came in later. Right Honorable Speaker, in any case, if we are going to be represented in the National Parliament, I will urge that we as West Nile team, those who will be in position to represent us as a region, should be in position to sit and first discuss, deliberate, so that they will have a very good representation at national level. When that time comes, at this juncture, I will welcome my colleague to read out our resolutions that we had come in for further actions. These are resolutions. Those who will go ahead will be in position to present, will have a position as people of West Nile to tell the world what is happening at our region. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Right Honorable Speaker, with your permission, you'll allow me to not leave the honorable members on suspense. By name, again, I am Rashol Adid, and I deputize the clerk to Parliament. Meanwhile, from the beautiful district where I come from, which is the only tripartite district, Koboko, I also chair similar kind of house. I was keenly listening to the submissions from the honorable members, and allow me to say that I'm going to read some of the recommendations, but the ones which were recycled, or if your recommendation came twice, I'm not going to read it because it will be like I'm repeating the same thing. So from the four motions, the following were the recommendations that I captured. I pray that you don't move a motion against me that I didn't record your recommendation. On the first motion, the following were the recommendations. First, a member urged that government should be considerate of the structures and mental health units in ARUA Regional Referral Hospital. 2, another member disagreed with the approach of regionalizing the mental health units. And what was his suggestion? He suggests that government should adopt already existing facilities, citing that the country produces over 1,000 psychiatric specialists. So this could be integrated in already existing facilities. On the same motion, another member suggested that there's need to integrate and decentralize services to cut costs. Another honorable member also recommended that there's need to have sensitization of public on referral pathways. A member also suggested and recommended that there's need to strengthen and expand mental health services. Another member suggested that Ministry of Health need to integrate mental health services to primary health care. The motion was later on voted in favor. All members agreed on motion 1. So I don't know whether that is correct. We go to motion 2. Motion 2, one of the members talked about policy gaps that is affecting active participation of the young people. What was his recommendation? He recommended that there's need to revise the current guidelines so that the young people can actively participate in policy making. 2, another member also recommended that there's need for the youth. There's need for youth to involve themselves in policy making and to strengthen democracy. Another member said or recommended that government needs to implement Article 38 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and strengthen youth participation. For those who listened to his argument, you all know what that article talks about. Another member urged for independence of the youth policy formulation processes other than being decided upon. He cited cases of local council 5 chairpersons sitting in to decide for the youth. A member also cited SDG 16, urging government to upscale youth participation. On the same motion, a honorable member urged government to adjust on the policies, especially increasing slots for youth on policy-making processes. The same motion, a member representing the people living with special concerns, or the ones we normally call as people with disabilities, raised concerns about neglect of people living with disabilities. On the same motion, a member proposed that youth to be considered according to their ability and potentials. A member called for amendment to ensure key district officials like LC5 chairpersons attend youth council meetings in persons. The same motion, a member recommended that there is need to consider youth under service commissions to fight unemployment amongst the young people. The same motion, one of the honorable member called for revision of the policy guiding the selection of youth for presidential skilling hubs. Last recommendation on that motion, a member recommended for need to involve the young people in budget making processes. That is motion number 2. Motion number 3, one of the members recommended that both government and NGOs need to fund fully government structures since source of service delivery is always at local government levels. The same member also recommended that government and NGOs need to improve the infrastructures like roads, citing a case with Koboko Jumbe Moyo Road that is currently under construction, urging that the same could be done for ARUA, Terego, or Bongi. A member suggested that there's need to increase the slots for skilling for the youth host communities now by 50% whenever NGOs are considering the young people for non-formal skills trainings. Another member suggested for need to upscale sensitization of communities before integrating refugees into the host communities. One of the honorable members also recommended that host communities need to coexist with refugees and need to evaluate the already existing guidelines. One of the honorable members also urged refugees to be considerate. One of the honorable members urged that there is need to consider the refugees in financial inclusion and appropriation. Last but not least, on that motion, one of the honorable members recommended that there is need by government to integrate economic development programs in refugee policies. One of the honorable members also urged formulation of peace committees. Lastly, on that motion, a honorable member representing ARUA district recommended that there is need to consider refugees in programs. The last motion, one of the honorable members recommended that there is need to designate independent ministry in charge of West Nile, just like what Karamoja has. State minister in charge of Karamoja affairs. 2, a honorable member recommended that there is need to create more awareness and sensitization of communities. 3rd, one of the honorable members recommended that there is need to enact ordinances and laws targeting religious leaders and local leaders to fight forced marriages in our communities. 4th, a honorable member in this August House recommended that there is need to empower families economically to fight GBV and teenage pregnancies. One of the honorable members recommended that there is need to upscale sexual reproductive health information and education since we still have very wide gap. Another member also recommended that there is need for the host communities to peacefully coexist with the refugees. 3rd last, one of the members in her slogan said, other than talking the walk, there is need for us to walk the talk about retention. And then the second last, a honorable member requested that there should always be follow-ups. Lastly, the second last, one of the honorable members urged that there is need to challenge the cultural institutions on some of the beliefs. The last recommendation on motion 4, which was our last motion, the honorable member in this August House recommended that there is need to take collective responsibilities in fighting against gender-based violence and teenage pregnancies. Lastly, thank you so much for listening to me.
Welcome, and also thank you for taking the mantle to record whatsoever resolutions that we are passing from here. I know the next item is adjournment, but before we adjourn, all the leaders that are within here, that we have not recognized them, please feel at home. You are in a special way, we've recognized you in a special way in this last communication that I'm making, that feel at home. Okay? The region is proud of you. And then we are going to move all outside for a group photo, all of us. And before you leave, make sure you sort out the documentation issues. Sign before you leave, so that you don't disturb me with a lot of calls. That's one. And then again, there was a link that was shared on the WhatsApp group for us to download photos, and we can now share those photos in our various platforms. But people were trying to access the photos through the links. My technical teams, they were failing. And I saw a lot of people on my inbox here, a lot of comments on my inbox. What is going on with the technical team? So I know in the right time you will give the right guidance. But I'm adding you, the technical team, in the WhatsApp group, which almost everyone here is in, so that you can offer us justice, because we also want to post and hashtag the way you guided us. Okay? I know that is going to be sorted, but allow me at this juncture adjourn the sitting until our next sitting, which will be our 9th Parliament of West Nile Sub-Region. We say all this for God and my country. Don't move out until the speaker is out, please.